know that beard.
Yeah, I know. It's getting a bit, you know, summery, so to speak.
Well, you've got something to show.
Yes, I have.
Or do you have something more you want to say?
I mean, not really. I mean, I'm a proud big brother, I can tell you that. She's an amazing sister. That I can tell you. Yeah?
Yeah?
Hmm?
Well, we've been here on Öland almost a week, and we started a project. Yours has had more progress than mine.
It really depends on how you look at it. I mean,
it looks more what it is supposed to look like.
Well, it does, but your project is more ambitious than mine, on the other hand. So, yeah, I might have, you know, gotten further to a finished product, but yours is potentially becoming more impressive when it's, you know, finished.
If it's finished.
Yeah. And this is supposed to be a coffee cup, eventually drinking cup.
Obviously I'm making a teacup.
It's called kåsa in Swedish. I don't know if there's an appropriate English word for the same concept, but drinking cup.
I tried using Google Translate and it translated into cup.
Yeah, that's about it. Do you want to make an appearance as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's our dad.
Hello, I'm the father of these two kids. Enjoy them.
There you go. So...
and now we have a live audience.
We do have a live audience.
Yeah!
There you go. So do you want to talk about the process of making these? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I guess you can see that from here. It's hollowed out, it's made of wood obviously, and as you can see it's charred on the inside, and that's to do with the process we use to hollow these out. And I suppose a translation into English would be ember blowing, and how that works is you place a glowing piece of ember on there and you blow on it to add oxygen to fuel the combustion, and that starts breaking into the wood. And that's what makes this cavity in the wood. And then you just work your way around that and chip away with a knife or any other tool you got handy. And eventually you get something that resembles sort of a cup, I guess.
Well, I can show you mine a bit more close up. I haven't done as much around it yet. But you can see there is a hole there, just inside this lump of wood.
Should I go and see if the coal is
Yeah.
ready? So we can actually show you how this is done. So hang on, I'll be back, I guess.
Do you have anything to grab it with though?
Of course.
And a straw?
A stick. I got a straw, I think.
We're so prepared.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we're on vacation. So, and I just found a really sharp rock here, so I just need to chip away. There's a fire going where we've placed some coals to use.
Alright. So I grabbed a piece of coal, and it could go out any moment, I suppose. But I can just show you the log here. Right there I place a coal in a cavity that I started on earlier. Otherwise just place it on a bit of wood like that. But I made that earlier, but there's a crack in it, so I didn't end up using it. But I can show you how you work, well, the wood and the coal, I suppose. Maybe.
Hopefully. So that is a straw, like a grass straw, which is hollow, and you can blow through it. One of the evenings I was using this, or working on this, I used a real like plastic straw, because it was more powerful. And here's one of my nephews. Vi filmar lite. Hej hej!
Say hi to the camera.
Hej hej!
Hej hej!
Hej hej!
What do you want? Vad vill du?
We have some tech...
Hände så.
what's the word?
Hang on. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. What he said.
Gjorde ni så man kan göra så det börjar glöda?
Vi blåser på kolet där.
Varför blåser ni?
Fast
Så
det
att
brinner.
det blir ett märke. Så. Rör du inte den knappen på boxaren, du vet.
Vad står det blir?
Ja.
Precis.
Yeah, you can probably tell them an anecdote or two about this.
Um,
Tell them about the spider. That's a good one. That's a good one. She met a spider today. Do you know how she feels about spiders, by the way? Have you told them?
no, I don't think so.
Well, tell them the story. I add to it if I feel it's necessary.
I don't like spiders. Like at all. And today I was properly attacked by a spider. So we were out on Alvaret, sort of almost like a moor, but drier.
Yeah, definitely drier. I mean, what happens is you got a layer of rock and almost no soil on top of it. So it's very, very thin soil. And, well, slate basically beneath it. And it creates, well, a sort of biotope you can only find in a very few places with its own set of plants and animals and spider.
Yeah. But there are plants and there's growth everywhere. But so we were walking there and we found some nets or webs, I mean, on the ground, which were very tightly woven. Not like those you see, you know, close to the roof. And very like crisscrossy and tightly woven. And it goes down into like a funnel where the spider lives. And then when a fly or an ant or whatever gets into the net, they will jiggle the net and the spider will run up and to catch them. And so we and the nephews were looking at it, and I grabbed a grass straw to just lightly tap on the web to see if I could pretend to be a fly. Turns out I could. The spider charged at me. It was, I don't know, just over centimeters.
Yeah.
A centimeter.
Give or take.
So I mean, it wasn't huge, but we don't really have. I mean, in Sweden, that's a pretty big spider.
Yeah.
We don't have any
a
huge
few
spiders.
species that gets big, but most of them are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It charged. I tell you, it's charged, and I don't know. I flew backwards, and my eyes. I couldn't see anything. My eyes got black, and my ears sort of shut. I don't know. I panicked. It was awful. The nephews. Or it was just one there at that moment.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, I think one of them were farther
Yeah.
away.
They thought it was, or he thought it was pretty funny. Not so much me.
It was funny, I can.
No. No.
I promise you.
But then we found another one, and Björn. Did you even tell them your name though?
I don't think so. I just said I was your brother.
Yeah.
Or maybe you said that as well.
This is Bear. He found some ants, so he grabbed an ant. and placed it on a net or another. It's not net, it's web. And the spider charged at it, but then I had sort of a yard's safety distance, so I was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Obviously, you can see there is some action going on.
Yeah, and what's happening here is that I've worked enough oxygen in there to not only, well, get this lump of wood hot, it's started to burn, as you can see. And when you do that, you don't want to keep going. That's sort of a critical limit. If you keep blowing, it's very hard to control the shape of the cavity you create. You can start turning the coal around and so on, but usually when you get fire, that means, you know, it's time to pause. And I'm gonna look for a tool actually, so you can...
We have the most fancy setup here. We've put the camera in a shed, and obviously we're sitting outside of it, to hopefully minimize the wind.
Yeah, noise through the microphone. Here's a tool, and I don't have a word for this in Swedish either, but it's, you can see it's got a sharp edge around the sides there, so you can work with at an angle with this. Otherwise, of course, there's standard knives. We have an assortment here. All of them are really dull. It's basically, you know, butter knives. But the reason you want to use this is simple. It's sort of got the same shape as the hole you're trying to make. So what you do is you use this to remove all the charred bits that aren't, you know, part of the wood fibre. The bits that started to get, well, burnt off really.
And you might be inclined to, you know, grab at it with your fingers, but it's warm.
It is. And then you just keep working it until it's a shape you want. Here you can obviously see that it's not really round, and that's why I discarded this piece in the first place. Oh, but that's the basic process of it.
Yeah. Show us the one you've worked more on.
Oh, my back! You show it. You show it.
When you feel as though your cavity is good enough, you'll do some tälja.
Whittling.
You'll whittle away around the cavity itself, hopefully creating sort of a flat surface so that you can put it down, and some sort of a handle. And then, whoa, the knives we had here were not that good, so we've used a saw to make
Which wasn't good either. It's a metal saw, so it takes ages to work wood with it.
So, well, it takes a long time, no matter what you do really, but we haven't had the best tools. But yeah, this is sort of what it looks like, and I have some way to go with mine. But I think we'll get there.
Eventually. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And then you'll have to do some sort of surface sealing.
And we read up on it. Someone suggested just, well, placing it in strong coffee.
Yep.
And that would seal it up. Paraffin oil, if that is a word in English,
I don't know.
was also suggested, which I guess will work, but it sounds like, I mean, paraffin is artificial. That's not something you want in your food. So I'm a bit hesitant about that. Maybe one of them will tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Please.
If anyone knows. Linolja, flex oil?
Flaxen.
Flaxen flex.
But is that the finished product?
Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
Is that the...
But that plant...
That's either called flaxen or that you make flaxen from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like linen. There's an oil.
Linen seed oil.
Yeah,
Someone will tell us, I'm sure.
you can make an oil out of that, which is also used for this, but it supposedly has I don't know, sort of a tangy taste to it. So we'll see. There is some work still to be done before
Yeah.
we're at that
We
point.
get to that bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hallå! Hallå!
Hello.
Hallå! Hallå!
Hej kameran!
Så välkommen, eller
Hej, hej kameran.
Hej kameran, ja.
Hello camera.
Vad gör de?
Close the door. Hallå! Hej.
Hello.
This is my mom. Hej.
Hej, hej.
Berätta vad du heter.
My name is Anne and I'm mother to Maja.
Yes, we're on location on Öland, where we're going home tomorrow, so we've been here almost a week. It's been raining, we've had quite a thunderstorm today, but now the sun has come out, and here we are in the blazing sunlight. We tried closing the blinds, but that didn't really work out, so it'll have to do.
Yes, we have the sun in our eyes.
Yeah. And it looks quite contrasting on the screen there, but here we are. So you're a knitter?
Yes, I've always been a knitter.
Yeah.
I think you can remember when you were a little child that your mother was knitting.
Yes, all the time.
Yes.
No matter what. Just let me finish up this row.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if I tried to say something, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Did I ignore you?
No. You were involved in what you were doing.
I think I learned you a bit, but today you can very much more than I can, and you are...
So you keep saying, I don't know if that's true.
I know it's true.
Well, you knit, you do some crochet,
Yes.
some embroidery. You've done big cross-stitch,
Oh, yes.
what's the word? Tavlor. Like big pictures on the wall.
Yes.
Totally was lost. And when me and my brother were small, you sewed a lot of our clothes.
The most of it.
Yeah. So you're a crafter.
My mom was a crafter and you are a crafter.
Yeah.
And my sisters, at least one of them, are crafters.
Yeah.
She's a knitter. Really a knitter.
Yeah. And when you were little, you learned. I think you learned more in school than what I did.
More in school than my mother learned me. It was more the school who learned me. We had to do, for example,
Gloves
gloves.
or mittens. Var det med fingrar eller tumvantar? So mittens.
Mittens. All the girls in the school had to do that when we in 1 year.
Yeah.
And then there was a competition which mittens who were best.
But did you just have the textile craft, or did
Yes.
you do the wood craft as well?
No woodcraft. I'm too old for that.
Yeah?
No girls did woodcraft in my age.
No. When I was in school, we got to choose. We had to do both for a certain amount of time, and then we got to choose. But in your day, all the girls did the textile, and all the boys
Yes.
the wood. That's crazy.
Today we think it's crazy, but we didn't think so at that time. We thought it was natural.
Yeah.
That it was so.
Do you have anything to add to that, or do you want to show some things you've done?
You choose.
Yeah, show us some things. I just need to fish my tea bag out because that's what I do.
You always do that, Maja.
Yeah. I'm never prepared.
When you grow up, you didn't drink tea or coffee.
Nope.
And then you began drinking tea and then you do it all the time.
Yeah.
Mm. I never see you without a tea pot.
I made myself an addict.
My son, Björn, he's in the other room with his boys now. He came with, jag forget de här engelska orden här.
Ja.
With that one I knitted for him a couple of years ago.
So
It's
you
called-
will. I haven't decided yet which order I will edit these segments in, but there will be a segment with me and my brother talking about some wooden cups, and in that segment he will be wearing this. This is an old pattern, a gotländsk fisher sweater. What was that?
I don't know.
Gotländsk fiskartröja. Yeah.
Perhaps if it,
Yeah.
I don't, even
so,
called Pippi.
And Pippi Longstrump, who is Pippi Longstocking, in one of the movies in Swedish, in like the Christmas segment, she was wearing one of these sweaters. So it's been very popular, and it's called a Pippi sweater.
Very many Swedish children wear this.
Yeah, they're very popular and very beautiful.
And then Björn came to me 10 years ago and asked if I couldn't make him one. Is that real? Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
you'll
doesn't
understand.
matter.
And you made me one too as well.
And then I had
There's
to do,
some grammar.
I had to do one for Maja too.
Yeah.
And you've used them very, very much.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. Quite a few years. Yeah.
And you like them very much.
Yeah. So that's one old FO, as in finished object. Do you have the other sweater?
I have another sweater that I made.
So we've collected some stuff that were brought here that Mom has made. So let's do the sweaters first.
This one I knitted for my oldest grandson 2 years ago.
Let me hold it up closer so they can see the cables.
It was 2 years ago I made it, and when it was ready, it wasn't the oldest one who could have it, utan the youngest.
Utan the youngest.
Not the youngest grandson. And I think it's very nice.
The cables.
Cables, yes.
And then there is a stitch pattern, texture pattern on the body.
And I like the color very much.
Yeah. A heathery blue.
But today it's rather wet.
Yeah.
We've been out in the rain and thunder, and he had this on.
But you installed a zipper in it, which
Yes.
is... I had never done that in a knitted garment, but I hear that a lot of people find that very difficult. Was it difficult?
I thought so.
We have a visitor on the other side of the window. Dressed up as a monster with an axe.
But,
Sorry.
I got the tips
Yeah, that's it.
from a friend of mine who had done this tröja, sweater, and she said it's not difficult at all, and I didn't think it was. It was rather easy to get it on place.
Yeah.
I thought at first I should sy fast det för hand.
Sew it by hand.
Sew it by hand, but I tried a machine and it was rather easy.
Yeah. I can think though that, well, this is just a short one. It's just for the by the neck. If it's the whole way down, I guess it's harder. I guess this is less.
Exactly.
You have a shorter distance to mess it up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I think Hjalmar likes it.
Yeah. He's been wearing it.
Absolutely. And now I'm knitting a sweater for the oldest grandson. I haven't done it, finished it yet, but here you have the back
Yeah, the back piece.
piece in black and grey and
So is it's garter? No, it's moss
moss.
stitch or linen stitch. I've never learned which it is, but the one by one by one by one
By one,
by one
precis.
by one by one.
All the time. I think it will be rather nice.
Yeah,
I have a
absolutely.
picture in the.
Ooh, that's up. Ooh.
I can see if you can see that.
Yeah.
And it will be.
So it doesn't really have a name, the sweater, does it? Or the pattern?
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard about it, and I'm gonna knit even that mössa-Maja,
The hat?
the hat too, in the same yarn, and I think it will be rather nice on
Yeah. I think it will be
Sam.
warm because with the moss stitch it's squishy and thick.
Yes,
So it will be a warm sweater
sweater for winter.
and very stretchy. So that's good.
Mm.
Yeah. Are those the sweaters you have to show?
Yes.
What do you have over there?
And
So show us the shawl. So last year, I've talked about this, last year we were on Gotland on our holiday, our vacation, and I bought some Gotland yarn and wool, and I made my dryad shawl and then the long, narrow, like stole-like shawl out of some Gotland wool. And Emma actually, my sister-in-law, bought some wool or some yarn as well, and a pattern.
Yes.
And she asked you to knit
Yes.
this shawl for her.
Yes. And I.
It's beautiful.
I don't
And
know.
huge.
It's huge. Yes.
Yeah, let's hold it up.
Perhaps you can see.
We can see the pattern beautifully because the light is behind the camera. I don't know, let's see. You can see that there is some lace work. And there are quite a few repeats along the width of it. So it's almost, I don't know, a meter wide. And then it's quite long.
Yes.
So this is it folded in half. So it's huge.
It's huge, and it took many hours to knit.
Yeah.
And I had to be very concentrated. So it was.
So I told her, if you knit something like that with so many repeats within the lace, it's good to use stitch markers. And she was like, no.
I used stitch markers.
Yeah, on what attempt though? Like the fourth, the fifth attempt?
And it was a great help for me to have.
Yeah. Who could imagine?
I think you lended some to me at first, and then I went to the shop and bought my own.
Yeah, I don't remember, but maybe I did.
And I have recommended other knitters to do it. And they
Stitch markers!
now we know what that.
Yeah. So are that the finished objects? I would want to look at the shirts before you do your work in progress.
Okay.
So I did post, and I talked about it as well a few weeks ago, like, I don't know, it's over a month ago, in May, late June, early June, that we were making some link tunics or shirts, and we finished them, and they were handed over to my brother and the nephews, and they've been worn and loved, so they are not in mint condition. Well, they're still in good condition, but they are not unworn.
They need to wash up soon.
Yeah. And they were brought along on this vacation as well and have been used here for some adventures. and I'm quite pleased with our work. So I
Me
wanted
too.
to show them. So this is the one that my brother uses. It's a shirt inside of it, so it's kind of hard to hold it up for a show. And for those of you who don't know, Link is a character in the computer game, video game that is called Zelda. And he wears a tunic. And it looks quite differently in different games from different years, but this is something what it looks like. Let me give you a close-up of the neck details there. And then it's he's quite big. So it's a big size.
Big, yes.
So that's the big one.
And
That took the most time. And then Link also wears a leather belt with some sort of yellow detail. So Mom crocheted these, there are 3 of them, but we only brought the one belt. Crocheted this round, or what did you do? You did a long chain of chain stitches, and then you rolled it up and sewed it together.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we glued it onto a belt that we found in a thrift shop or a secondhand shop. And as I said, there are 2 more. And then we made the small ones. We just got the pink one.
Yeah. Yes, I can see the other.
Well, one of the nephews wanted a pink one, so obviously he'll get a pink one, which looks like this. And then there is a green one in this size as well, because they are pretty much the same size, even though there is 2 years between them. And they are just adorable in these.
And then you made this.
Yeah, for Christmas I showed you them at the time. I made some hats to go with by then it was just for playing the video game. So there's a green hat, and there is a blue hat, and there is a red hat, because they use them when they play Wii U with those colors. But the green one goes great with the green shirt, and then the red one goes with the pink shirt, and I don't know, I guess Björn wears his cap or something.
I haven't seen him
me
wearing
neither.
anything.
But yeah, we did a good job.
And then they went, and one day this week they went south, and you were with them.
Yeah, we went to, I posted some pictures from there as well onto Instagram. We went to this old, I don't know, Viking age?
Eketorp.
Yeah, stronghold called Eketorp. So it was an old stronghold, and it was deserted, and then it was found and excavated, and then somewhat rebuilt, or
Rebuilt in
quite a lot rebuilt.
in the 1980s, I think it was rebuilt.
Yeah, I don't know. So it looks like it did back then.
It was rather new when we visited when you were small.
Yeah. I don't even remember
think,
that.
No, you were very little.
Yeah.
Very small girl at that time.
So we visited the Dark Ages. So the boys wore their costumes. And this one tourist yelled at my brother like, hello, do you work here? And I was like, no, I'm just dressed up.
And when they came, me and my husband wasn't with you that day. And when you came home, they gave me this. I hope you can see a bit of it. It is Maja, you have to speak and tell them what this is.
I thought I should translate what it's called, but I don't remember it, so I have to read. But there are patterns to sew, like knight and Viking clothes and directions. And the booklet is called Patterns for Historical Suits.
For boys.
Yeah, for children. And then this is for boys, and there was the same one but for girls as well. And then there is all the pieces to 5 complete suits with loads of variations. So there will be quite some possibilities with this.
And they've already decided and wished which one they will have sewed in the autumn, and I think you might have to help me with this. You can come home to me and I'll make you some good food, and then we can sew.
If there's tea and food, I'm there.
There you can.
Yeah.
Very good.
So show us your work in progress. Or did you want to say anything else about those?
No, I think that's all.
So, okay, by the way, my mom lives, or my parents still live, in the house where I was born and raised, brought up, which is in Huskvarna.
Rather near where you live today.
Yeah, it is. It's just like, I don't know, 10 minutes by car? 15?
50 minutes. Perhaps.
But Huskvarna, speaking of sewing, I've seen a lot of you on Instagram using Huskvarna sewing machines. And the factory is, what would it take you? 5 minutes to go to where the factory is?
Yes, exactly.
Then I guess they have some factories on other places around the world as well, but
Absolutely.
the original Huskvarna factory is where we are from. Well, you're not from there, but you live there.
Where we live, yes.
So we both have Huskvarna machines.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I got my machine from my mother when I was 25.
Yeah.
And
It still works.
It still works after all these years. And
when I was about to graduate, what was I, 19? 18? I was turning 19 that summer.
Yes.
Yeah. I stated that, well, since I'm such a crafter, I need my own machine before I turn 25. It doesn't make any sense that I shouldn't get it for graduation. And my mom was like, you're right.
And then you got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you got it on quite a discount as well.
I don't really understand what you say now.
Du fick rabatt på den.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Show us your work in progress.
One of my work in progress was that...
yeah, that's right. That's better.
I've already shown you this.
Yeah, that's right.
For the oldest.
But you did unpack the shawl.
Yes. And last year when we were on Gotland, I think you talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
Then I bought this yarn, and I didn't exactly know what I should knit. But vad betyder nysta?
You wound the yarn up.
Then I did that early last autumn because I think it's very nice thing to do.
Relaxing.
Very relaxing.
So she doesn't use a yarn winder?
No, absolutely not. I like to do it myself, and as you said, very relaxing and nice thing to do. And
the stairs are hard.
During the spring, I was thinking, what should I do with this yarn? And then I decided, before we go to Öland, I shall have decided and then begin on Öland to knit with it. And then a couple of weeks ago, we were in Borås.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have told them about that?
I believe I did. That we visited some textile museums and exhibitions.
And then I found...
in the gift shop on one of the museums. They have some patterns.
I think it's hard to...
Not a lot, a few, maybe like 3 or 4 different ones. There weren't a lot of them.
I don't know if you can see it, but perhaps... Maja, you have to just help me with...
It's a triangular shawl. Knit from the, bottom up, from the tip. And then increasing on each side.
Exactly.
And then around the edges, but since you do it from the tip up, you do the pattern on all the way, but it runs along the edges. So it's a eyelet pattern with some rose stripes even.
It's 5
Lines or stripes with the leaflets or the eyelets.
och sen är det rätamask.
And then it's garter. It's all in garter. Garter.
And it's a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
I've
The yarn and the pattern goes great together.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah. And you're using a Sandnes needle.
Mm.
I can see that.
Mm.
What size is that? Is that a 5?
I think it's a 6.
Is it 6? Well, it's a
Number 6.
yeah mils, not US 6.
Mm.
So it's quite a large gauge because the yarn is very thin. You could knit this yarn on 2 mils.
Yes.
So it's a very thin yarn. So it's a very airy and lofty fabric.
And
It's beautiful.
For me, a rather unusual color.
Yeah. So my mom would happily wear just greys and black and white and dark blue.
Yes.
And I've, for many years now, had the mission to put more color on her. But this one she shows all by herself.
I
So
choose
points for mom.
I choose the color by myself, and
Yeah.
I think I'm going to wear this one many times because I feel right now it is
Yeah.
right for
Well,
me.
it's colorful, but it's not bright. It's not like a bright spot of color.
No.
It's still muted.
You told me a couple
Ooh,
of weeks ago
A fly.
that you have a project to get more color on your mother.
Yeah, haven't you heard that before?
No,
I've been working on it for several years now.
Har du någon framgång? Do you have?
If I have any progress? I think I have some progress though.
Some progress.
Yeah. You bought that red vest
Yes.
on your own. It's a
With-
bright tomato red.
And I like it.
Yeah. So you see?
Hello, Sam.
So here's the other nephew. Come in. Come in. Look at the camera. Hej hej. Hallå ja.
Lite godis.
Ja men tack. Får vi behålla skålen eller ska du ta med den tillbaka?
Ni får ta en.
Tack så mycket.
Tack så
Tack
mycket.
ska du ha. Thank you very much, Sam. That was the grandson who shall have that
Yeah, the sweater you're working on.
sweater. Absolutely.
The one who wears pink. Yeah, I
should say one thing.
yeah. Sorry.
You asked for works in progress.
Yeah. Do you have something else?
Not here, but home in Huskvarna, there are lots of them.
Yeah.
I just have to say that.
So do you usually have a lot of works in progress going? So I didn't get that from you then, that I prefer to have just a few.
No, that's not from me.
Must have been from Dad. No? He's not a crafter, but he usually has, I don't know, 5 books going? And like 10
Me too.
lined up.
Me too.
Yeah?
4 or 5 books is not unusual.
I prefer doing almost one thing at a time.
And you can tell them about my knitting for Romania.
Yeah. I've said also that we have this, our church have this sister church in Romania that has, or they are, well, not in charge of an orphanage, but involved with an orphanage. And I've done some knitting when I don't really know what to do. Maybe I'll knit a pair of socks or so, and I will send it there, like charity knitting. And you and the knit group you go to, you've been making baby kits or packets with what, sweater
Sweater,
or hat,
socks,
some socks, And blankets.
Blankets, yes.
And then you made fabric diapers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
To send there. But there has been some baby knitting for that.
We began with that in February, March.
Yeah.
So we haven't made so many packets yet, but we are going to do many of them in the autumn.
Yeah. And you've sent things there before that you've knit as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it's not the first
No.
few things.
If you haven't something to do, knit a pair of socks for Romania.
Yeah.
Both you and I have done that for a couple of years.
Yeah. And I've knit loads of those Red Cross sweaters as well. Yeah. So that's a good thing.
And it's amusing kan jag säga, to do different.
Well, it's satisfying to do.
And to make different kinds of blankets and
Yeah.
different kinds of sweaters.
Yeah.
Not the same color, not the same yarn, not the same modell. Vad heter det?
Well,
Model. But change all the time. So it's satisfying for me to not just to produce, but to
for the process as well. Yeah.
It's much for the process and to utveckla mig. Vad heter det?
To progress in your knitting.
In my knitting, yes.
I just have to keep my eye on the clock. We have a few more minutes before we run out of space.
Okay. Now you can.
Yeah. The other day, I don't remember what day it was, we did visit the wool center here on Öland.
Yes.
You bought some things? Do you have it here?
No, I didn't. You
Let me show you my stuff then.
have.
I have some of your...
Oh.
Was that all you got though?
No,
No, you bought
I
something
bought
else as well.
Wool, but not
There.
yarn.
So, let me show you what I got. I've been starting doing this twined knitting. So I did get... So on this yarn factory or mill, they also produce some Z-plied or Z-plied yarn, which is good to use when when you're doing twined knitting. So I have
Very
some
nice
colors. Yeah. And then Mom helped me to wind 2 balls that I can start from, because I didn't bring my ball winder or yarn winder. You can, if I hold that in front of Mom's white shirt, you can see it. So it's not a black, but it's a dark gray. And I will show you these more when sorry, Dad just walked by the window and I was distracted. I will show you these more when I'm working with them.
Can't you tell them about why?
Yeah, there's a hole so that you can make it a center pull ball, but also because, well, it was your father
My
was taught.
father was taught about from his mother to always have.
Yeah, to wind instead of a nystpinne, you know, it's called nystpinne in English as well. That you can wind around your thumb and keep a hole for your thumb so that you won't drop the yarn ball whilst you're winding.
And I think he was a very little boy when he learned this, and he was born 1920, so I think it was in the 20s. And his mother learned him, and then my father learned me, and I learned you.
Yeah.
I think that's very nice that
It is.
knowledge gets on and on.
And then I have 2 more Z-plies ones. So this is dark green. I don't know if it comes across, but as I said, I will show you this more up close when I'm working with it. And this is what you got. So it's very thin, like almost completely drafted fiber for spinning. I guess you could work it with unspun as well, but
It's light green and
a lilac-y purple.
yes, I thought it was very nice yarn, and I hope that Maja can have.
So she was looking at these and was like, what is this? And I was like, I'll spin it for you.
And then I bought it immediately.
And so she offered to pay for my spinning. because that's the kind of doctor that I am. So I will spin those up and put my tea down. And I also got one of, and I'm sorry for the crinkling, one like that. This is a bit thicker though, and it's blue and black, and it's larger as well. It's 172 grams, so it's large. And I got the skein of this. It's a 1-ply, so it's very thin. Happy, like a, well, it's a bit of a muted rainbow with not a lot of blue. It's more, the most of it is green, but I think it was just too beautiful to be left on the shelf. And then I got 5 of these grey and blue skeins. They are a 2-ply, but they are thicker than, well, the 2-ply is not, because you say 4-ply about the sock weight yarn pretty much, and then there is the 10-ply and such. So this is about the sock weight, or maybe I would knit these on 3 mils or something like that. So it's not a 2-ply, but it is a 2-ply.
What shall you do with it?
I'm thinking that I will make some sort of cardigan with these.
Would be nice.
Yeah, I think so. But the hanks are, you know, there are some difference. So I will, sneeze. I will have to alternate skeins so that I won't have a visible line where I change.
Oh.
So I'll knit like 2 rows with one and 2 rows with the other when I have to change.
I understand.
Yeah. So 5 of those, and that's all I got.
So now you have work for 1 month?
Oh, maybe. No, a bit longer, I think, but you can, sometimes you actually can buy happiness though.
You looked very, very happy.
Oh.
Happy when you chose those yarns and decided what to buy.
We were walking into this store, and I was like, almost started hyperventilating, and then I was like, no, now I decided I can't look at anything more, because I will just, end up buying it all. And it was, well, not free. And I didn't know how much I had on my credit card, so I had to pay some cash and some on the card, and it worked out though. So that is what I got. Any last words? Anything we missed? Something you want to say? No pressure.
No pressure. I hope you understand a little bit of what I said, but I think it was very nice to be with you.
Yeah.
On this.
I asked Mom several weeks ago, because I knew that if I just asked her, she'd probably maybe not say yes. But I sort of knew that if I asked her in quite some time in advance, she would succumb.
But then I said to you that if I shall be with you in this, I shall have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
But I hadn't.
No.
The time didn't. What do you say?
Yeah, it didn't. Stuff happened. Life happened. Yeah.
But we
That's how it
see
is.
the surprise comes ahead. What do you say?
Yeah. Well, it's still around. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted. I think we're running out of space on the camera, so I think we have to say
Goodbye.
goodbye.